Now, welcome to today's class. Today we shall treat simplifying expressions with bracket. Simplifying expressions with bracket. Now, let me explain each of these words. Simplifying. When we say simplifying means to make something simple, to make something easier to understand. And when we mean expression is a group of signs that represent an idea or a quantity. A group of signs that represent an idea or a quantity. That is what expression means. So let's take for instance you're having 3x. This x is representing something, but we don't know. So after the evaluation, then you'll be able to find out what x is. Okay, so we have brackets. Now when you are working on brackets, it should be noted that brackets may be used in an expression or equation to indicate multiplication. Okay, what that one is saying is that when you have brackets, you should note that the brackets may be used as multiplication. So after the multiplication is completed, the brackets are no longer necessary. Okay, so the brackets are removed by multiplying each factor outside the bracket with every term in the bracket and then simplifying. When simplifying, like terms are grouped together. Okay, so this is what I have just said. It should be noted that brackets may be used in an expression or equation to indicate multiplication. This bracket you are saying may be used to indicate multiplication. Instead of saying multiplication, this bracket may be used as a substitute. So after the multiplication is completed, that is after you have done the multiplication, you have carried out the multiplication, then the brackets are no longer necessary. You remove the brackets. So the brackets are removed by multiplying each factor outside the bracket with every term in the bracket and then simplifying. Now look at this. Let's say an algebraic expression is in this form. Let's say m bracket x plus y. Now we want to follow this statement, and the statement here says the brackets are removed by multiplying each factor outside the bracket with every term in the bracket. That means whatever we have outside will be multiplied by whatever we have inside. Okay, this is the external factor. You see, this is the external factor, and these are the internal factor, and you have internal factor of the internal factor. Okay, and this is the sign connecting the two terms. Okay, this is the sign connecting the two terms. So what do? We clear the brackets using the external factor to multiply each of the internal factors. Okay, so that is what the statement is saying. So if you have mx plus y, you have m multiplied by x. You say m times x, you return your sign, and you have m times y. That is, m goes for x and m goes for y. Okay, so you have m times x plus m times y. That is what this place is saying, that the brackets are removed by multiplying each factor outside the bracket with every term in the bracket, and then simplify. So you can say m times x will give us mx plus m times y will give us my. Okay, this has been simplified. Okay, now you should know that there are rules that must be followed when removing brackets. Okay, when you want to remove brackets, there are rules you have to follow. Okay, now when you are removing a bracket, if there is a positive sign in front of the bracket, any sign connecting the terms in the bracket remain the same. That is the number one rule. So this is what I have just said. So the rules that must be followed in removing brackets, you have the first rule. While removing a bracket, if there is a positive sign in front of the bracket, any sign connecting the terms in the bracket remain the same. Okay, let's say we have m bracket x plus y, the algebraic expression I used here. So now the sign before this m is a positive sign, that is invisible plus. There is an invisible plus here. Okay, so since you have a positive sign here, so definitely the sign connecting these terms will never change. It will remain the same. So you have m times x, you still have mx, and m times y, you have my, just like what we have there. So the sign remains the same because you have a positive sign here. Okay, but what if you have a negative sign here? So that is the second rule. So the same thing here, you repeat it here. While removing a bracket, if there is a negative sign in front of the bracket, any sign connecting terms in the bracket will change. Okay, let's assume we have something like minus m x plus y. So this is gonna change the term connect the sign connecting the term. Okay, so you have minus m times x, as you have this goes for this and it goes for this, and the minus sign goes for these two. Okay, so minus m times x, you have minus m times x. Okay, and the minus times plus is minus. Okay, and minus then you have m times y, you have my. Okay, m times y, so you have minus mx minus my. Okay, you can see that the sign changes. So when you have a negative sign before the bracket, then definitely the sign connecting the terms will definitely change. Okay, unlike when you have a positive sign, it still remain the same, it doesn't change. So let's assume you have minus m x minus y. Instead of the positive, let's assume you're having the negative connecting the terms. So we still have m goes for x minus m times x minus m times x, and this minus goes for this minus. You have minus times minus, which gives us plus. Okay, and we have m times y, and we have minus mx plus my. You can see the sign change. So that is the second rule. Okay, so we have explained simplifying expressions with brackets. So in the next video you will see the examples. Thank you.